I have self-doubt. No, you don't. I mean, you do. But also, you don't. It depends who's watching. Because confidence isn't something you have. It's something your brain keeps rewriting mid-sentence. And that's where things get weird. Confidence psychology is basically the study of how your brain lies to you in both directions at once. One moment it says, you are unstoppable. Next moment it says, don't even send that email, you will die socially. Same brain, same day, different emotional Wi-Fi connection. At the center of it all is self-esteem, self-worth, and self-belief. Three words that sound like therapy posters, but actually behave more like unstable software patches. Your capability perception, the way you judge what you can do, isn't a fixed truth. It's a prediction model your brain keeps updating based on wins, losses, embarrassment, praise, rejection, and that one awkward thing you said in 2017 that still randomly resurfaces at 2 a.m. Here's the uncomfortable part. Your brain chemistry and confidence are directly linked to neurochemicals and behavior. Dopamine shows up when you expect reward. Cortisol shows up when you expect humiliation. And confidence? It's basically the emotional negotiation between those two. So when you feel confident, it's not magic. It's your brain temporarily agreeing to stop simulating disaster scenarios. But confidence doesn't come from inside the brain alone. Genetics and personality traits set a baseline. Some people start life with a louder let's go system. Others come with a built-in, are you sure about that? Engine running in the background 24/7. Then there's environmental influence on confidence. Upbringing and treatment matter a lot more than we like admitting. If you were encouraged, you learned action feels safe. If you were constantly corrected, your brain learned hesitation feels safer than trying. And then social pressure effects come in and basically say, cool personality you have there. Shame if 500 people judged it instantly. But here's where it gets interesting. Personal choice and agency still matter. Even with all the wiring, confidence development is heavily shaped by what you repeatedly do with uncertainty. Because confidence isn't built by thinking. It's built by decision-making psychology under pressure. Every time you choose action over avoidance, you're teaching your brain a new rule. Risk didn't kill me. Continue. That's how risk-taking behavior slowly turns into courage and action. And then failure shows up. Fear of failure is one of the strongest drivers in the system. Not because failure is dangerous, but because your brain treats it like social death with extra steps. So you hesitate, you delay, you overthink, you refresh the page like something will change. That's the challenge response system misfiring, treating normal tasks like survival events. But confidence psychology has a plot twist. The brain is plastic. Neuroplasticity and brain plasticity mean your wiring literally adapts with repetition. So, skill improvement through practice doesn't just make you better at things. It changes how possible those things feel. That's learning and adaptation doing quiet damage to your old identity. Now comes the mindset war. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset psychology is basically fixed mindset. I am like this. Growth mindset. I can become different. Ability development belief changes everything because your brain starts interpreting failure differently. In a fixed mindset, failure means identity damage. In a growth mindset, failure becomes data. And that difference changes academic performance and mindset more than raw talent ever does. And yes, emotional resilience is part of this too. Because your cognitive response to setbacks determines whether you spiral or adjust. Some people collapse after rejection. Others use rejection and persistence like fuel. That's resilience through failure, not ignoring pain, just not letting it become a conclusion. Even famous examples like J.K. Rowling being rejected multiple times, or the Wright brothers repeatedly failing experiments before flight, show the same pattern. Failure didn't stop the system. It trained it. Now here's where confidence gets tricky. Because motivation psychology doesn't stay stable. One day, you feel unstoppable. Next day, brushing your teeth feels like a group project. That's because emotional regulation under stress is constantly adjusting your internal, can I handle this, meter. So your brain uses shortcuts like psychological priming, music and mood influence, self-talk, visualization of success, and even posture changes like power posing. These are short-term confidence boost techniques, not because they create confidence, but because they temporarily hack perception. Your brain goes, "Oh, we're standing like a main character? Must be main character time." But long-term confidence building strategies are different. That's where habit formation of confidence comes in. You build an action-oriented mindset by repeatedly doing uncomfortable things until they stop feeling like emergencies. That's personal growth psychology in action, not hype, conditioning. And eventually, something shifts. Challenge reframing happens. Instead of, "What if I fail?" it becomes, "What happens if I learn?" That's cognitive reframing of ability. And that's the moment confidence stops being emotional and starts becoming structural. Because confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's motivation under uncertainty, with experience backing it up. It's courage development plus accumulated evidence. It's your brain saying, "I've seen this movie before. It looked scary. I survived anyway." So yeah, confidence tricks your brain, but not by lying to you. By slowly teaching you that you were never as fragile as you thought, just untrained in staying in the room when things get uncomfortable. And once that training starts, self-belief stops being a feeling and becomes a behavior. And if you like the content, do us a favor, drop a like, subscribe, and stick around for more.